Hey, folks, we're live. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Greater Point Live is here tonight. Ain't a whole lot going on, obviously. Like I said, my regular co host is incognito at the moment, out of town, but I can suffer through. Might have somebody popping in a little bit here. They are tending to a baby at the moment, and they're going to help me go over some of the Vic Mignogna stuff that's came up over the weekend. But I thought I'd start off with this information here. Hey Seth, how you doing? Glad you can make it. As you know, I'm here solo. So yeah, we're gonna make fun of Gail Simone tonight, and we're gonna talk a little bit about some Vic Mignogna information that came up over the weekend. Really, that's really fun stuff. Really fun stuff that's coming with that. So, hey guys, hey, it's good to see y'all. Glad y'all made it. It's not showing me a live look at who's online. Let's see if I can do a refresh. It'll tell me. Probably not. No. Oh, 6 people online. Good. Yeah, tell your friends, tell your family. Tell them that I am on and I'm by myself and I am lonely. But yeah, somebody should be joining me soon. If I'm so... You know what, Seth? I would ban you, but I like you. And I'm not going to do that to you. It's funny, without everybody here, I'm still dropping frames. That's just the way it is, right? Well, everyone. Piper went out of town. She's in the great state of Tejas. Ban him anyways. Tedo seems a bit redundant. Well, I mean, that's the way it is. And let's see, Xavier's not available until tomorrow night. Cab is, doing Cab things. Jordan is doing Jordan things, and I'm here. I'm here all by myself. And I might be doing this by myself for the rest of the week. But like I said, I'm more than likely, my friend will be coming in a little bit to talk about the Vic Mignogna stuff. So before he gets here, I want to talk about this situation right here. This weekend, Anime Matsuri happened, and I have a guest.
Hey, how's it going?
Well, you were not what I was expecting, but you will do. Hello, Mike. How are you?
All right. I was just playing the hunt, and I noticed you were all by yourself. So,
All by myself. It's like,
all right, what are we bitching about?
right on time. So first I'm going to talk about some Gail Simone fuckery, because that fat bitch is, in my opinion, crossing a line. Yeah.
Oh?
Yeah. Long and Jordan are not doing stuff together. No, I don't think so. I don't think old Florida man can reach that far. So, but anyway. But yeah, I was going to tell you, Liquid's probably going to join us in a little bit to
Okay.
talk about some Vic Magnolia stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so what we have here is this guy took a screenshot of something Umbrella said, and I don't know if you were aware, but there was a big anime expo in Houston, Texas this weekend called Anime Matsuri, right?
Yeah, I was going to say Mitsuri, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the big deal, Vic Mignogna was there, and they were one of the few that didn't back out and stuff like that. They actually kept him on the entire time and stood by him. So, obviously, be rewarded for that.
Mm-hmm.
And a few other people went. Nick Riccado went, Hiro Hay went, and of course that Umbrella guy. And that Umbrella guy was there, and the entire time he was wearing a mask for his anonymity, which he is fully entitled to do. You're right? I mean...
Considering the amount of bullshit that they will do with any sort of identification.
Exactly.
Hmm?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just typing too. So yeah, let me get back to my screens here. So yeah, so somebody was like, "Wait, what?" took a screenshot of something he said. He says, "Someone asked why the mask for Anime Matsuri. Part of that is about identity for sure. The other part is that my name or face don't matter. Consumers speak without names or faces, and one clear message: respect us, or we'll find someone that does."
Mm-hmm.
And then Gail responded, because Gail is Gail.
That's how she does.
Mm-hmm. Wait, so it's not abject cowardice?
I don't know why that would matter.
Exactly, it doesn't matter. But then what got me was the next thing she said when somebody responded.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently that tweet got taken down. And then she says stuff like this. Like I said, this is an unavailable tweet to me that Barbie got taken down. But it says, "It's the most hilarious thing I've ever seen, and a perfect symbol for their idea of pretend predatory behavior, which is shoot from cover, hide when confronted, cry about being a victim. Oh, and have no original idea, smiley face."
Ah.
Yep.
What a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's just the mirror syndrome.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she knows all about the mirror, and she can, fit in one. I
don't know.
For that.
Has any survived her looking at them?
Mirror, mirror on the wall. The mirror goes, "Yikes!"
And then cracks.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to find the particular tweet that got me heated today.
It sounds like you're already pretty heated.
Well, that was the reason I got heated. You understand?
Not really.
No, you don't. But it kind of relates because this is about Umbrella being at Matsuri and why he wore a mask, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody.
I mean, you went over the fact that he's got family and a wife and he's pregnant and all that, or she's pregnant and all that stuff too, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the biggest thing. He's protecting his family. He's protecting his own anonymity, right? Like, which everybody's entitled to do.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to show yourself all the time. You don't have to be on all the time. I might have to find the. Because she does nothing. It's funny how she gets anything done. All she does is tweet. She's about like old Greg Doucette. Let's see if
He's on fucking Twitter all fucking hours too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's just grifting. That's straight up all he's doing.
Yep.
I mean, there was a article that popped up. This isn't the first time he's done this exact thing.
Oh, doesn't surprise me. Okay. Oh, so here we go. So she said, "Wait, so it's not abject cowardice?" And somebody responded to that saying, "It's not cowardice when you people have an established pattern of trying to destroy people's lives." And then she goes,
I remember seeing that.
Yeah, and then she goes, "Oh, it absolutely is cowardice. Hilarious, too."
I mean, she's not exactly wrong, but she's kind of proving his point. I mean, if you're going to sit there and admit that it's cowardice, that you're afraid, that Tug is afraid of these people finding out who he is and causing, financial or whatever kind of harm they can, because that's what they do. I mean, look at Vic. That's exactly what they did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
Christ. I remember back like 4 years ago during the hashtag, I had a Google Drive in a tweet, and I had my name on the Google Drive, and the day after I posted that link, they managed to find my I got an email from LinkedIn. My bait LinkedIn was triggered. They were trying to break into that to find me, just based off of the name on my Google Drive.
Well, luckily, this group is not nearly as large as that group.
Or competent.
Yeah. Well,
say what you want about Gamergate folks. Some of the people, some of them were somewhat competent. And I say somewhat. I'm not saying that they were, geniuses or anything. But
I mean, the bigger the pond,
Yeah. Pretty much. Let's see. What was I gonna? Oh yeah. So yeah, that was the thing. And then somebody, you know what? I love it when people do this. When I say that, I really don't. And I get why he did it. He tagged Gail and said, "Gail Simone it really is a dumbass. You are supposed to deny that you are trying to ruin people's lives, not call them cowards because they died your attempts at it." And her response is, or hear me out here. This guy's an anonymous weirdo who has been harassing women from undercover for a couple of years now, and didn't have the guts to show his face to the very people he's been hassling. Otherwise, great take, Fredo. I think she meant Friendo, but she went Fredo instead. That's proving the point.
Yeah.
Because he's not harassed any women.
According to her, you also got to remember, from that sect of people, you know, social justice, it's all about watering down everything.
Mm-hmm. I put it like this, and I was when I was gonna go by myself, I was kind of gonna sum it up like this. Look at what happened to Zach, or your boy Zach, Diversity in Comics, Richard C. Meyer, however you want to go with it. The reason he's suing Mark Waid is because he says it's like this: if I want to buy a house, or I want to get a loan, and they look me up online, they're gonna say Richard C. Meyer, neo-Nazi, Richard C. Meyer, alt-righter. You know, that you don't get rid. He said that doesn't wash away. That doesn't go away.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you said, oh, Richard C. Meyer, he smells. Well, big deal. Right? That's not going to hurt you in credit. You know, that's not going to hurt you in trying to get a job. Right? So why do they want to always why do they always want to know our names? Right? The reason they want to know our names is so they can ruin our lives.
Yep. I mean, they know that. I mean, that's exactly. I mean, they aren't doing this just out of random.
No.
You know, it's they know exactly what Zach is saying. Mm-hmm. He's 100% right. They know that if they say this, the internet doesn't go away, and they know people aren't gonna. If you're trying to go for a loan or something, your banker's not gonna sit there and investigate stuff. They're just gonna take stuff at value,
right.
At face value, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like I said, the biggest thing was getting a job. So they look you up online and they say, let's say, Richard C. Meyer, look him up online. Neo-Nazi, harassed women. Just go through the list of things he's been accused of. And they say it as a matter of fact. Mm-hmm. It's not an accusation to them. It's fact. And that's the thing. And it's kind of like, you remember the trouble we had with Wikipedia? We have Wikipedia, how they're quote unquote trusted sources.
Yeah.
Tim Pool had a good little thread on this the other day. It was perfect. He says, it's funny to me that I can say a quote, and have, video link and, on Twitter, a link to it. But that's not, something I said is not verifiable. But if BuzzFeed says the same fucking thing that I said in an article, then it's verifiable.
Yep. Wikipedia, there's a reason colleges don't accept Wikipedia as a source, even though everybody uses it anyways. They just go on Wikipedia, then pull the sources off of Wikipedia.
Yeah, they go to Wikipedia. Yeah, you're right. They go to Wikipedia, and then whatever the reference source is, they go to the reference source, and that's how they source their papers and all that bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Where do you think Oberlin got where it's at?
Yeah, that's a very interesting case, and that's I think that's could end up being the. I didn't even know about that case until the other day, right?
I know,
and that could be the turning point case, because that was literally a college telling the students, "Hey, go harass these people,"
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's the same, and the whole reason it's been brought up. Because we still wouldn't have known about it if if, Ricada and other people in that group didn't bring it up specifically.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same exact argument that Vic is trying to make in this lawsuit. That, I mean, it wasn't the college directly that did that. It was somebody employed at the college. Just like it wasn't Funimation directly that did that. It's people that are employed by Funimation that are doing these defamation, and Funimation didn't do anything to stop it.
Yeah, and also it can, which I'm sure will be brought up. Funimation was going on the word of these people.
Yep.
And these people are in highly questionable situations when it comes to, quote, truth at the moment. So, I mean, I always felt, in my opinion, people have said, oh, last week when the Funimation's, filing came out, people were saying, oh, Funimation just dogged Vic Mignogna. He dogged Ty Beard. They're going down. That's like, that is literally the most standard answer you could get from a attorney.
It was the smartest. It was the smartest response out of all of them.
It was the most distancing one I've seen, though, to try to distance themselves from Monica Rial and Ron Soyboy Toye.
It's the only response that actually had forethought put into it, because there's so many. That response has allowed Funimation to take multiple routes. I mean, it's gone on the offensive route of trying to say that, Ron and Monica are not agents. It's gone on the offensive of saying that Vic is, libel proof, which of course, this is all pleadings. None of this is proven. This is what they're trying to do. And then it also steps back and says, well, if any of this stuff is proven, we also want to be able to mitigate our damages with settling.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody else did that. So, I mean, that's a clear sign right there that it's, it's actually competent representation in Funimation, and they're hedging their bets.
Yeah, because people say
they're not going all in.
Because somebody made the statement, this doesn't look like they're going to settle. I'm like, no respondent would ever come off like they're going to settle.
Yeah, but it's the only respondent that included a defense saying, look, if we got to settle, we want our settlement to be proportionate to our involvement.
Yeah.
Which is smart. That is very smart, considering that their only involvement from the outside looking in is 3 tweets and the fact that they did not put a leash on their employees.
Yeah. The key thing with them, as far as Funimation goes, is that I feel they're going to let this play out a little bit, especially with the depositions with Vic, Monica, and Ron. They're going to let it play out a little bit. They're going to see what comes from it first, right? Mm-hmm. Might go as far as letting Markey get deposed too. They might push it and wait to see who else is going to be sued, because I think that's coming soon. In all honesty.
My opinion on it, I've been adamant in my belief that they're going to try, like Vic's going to try to prove that he's innocent with the low fruit. I mean, that's what this is. Monica and Ron have made themselves the easy to grab fruit with how much they've been just publicly just throwing out all these insane claims. Because once he proves that, then you can start adding defendants on it. It won't matter, because then it's going to be like, well, I've already proven that all the stuff you're saying about me is a lie. Do you really want to keep going?
Right. And I think and I honestly think if what's going to happen is, if it looks like it's starting to look really bad, they're going to call Ty and say, look, $250,000 and we're out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they'll obviously try to lowball it. Yeah, but I mean,
because they're suing each for $1 million, right?
Something like, minimum.
Yeah. So I'm guessing they're going to try to lowball it. They'll come in on a lowball number. Say, hey, we'll settle. It'll be a situation where they'll not be required to like hire Vic back or anything like that. But at the same time, because obviously you don't want somebody who sued you to be working for you. That's just SOP, no matter who you are.
My assumption on the Funimation timeline is they're going to first hang back, like you said, wait to see where the evidence goes, because God forbid there is something that's just been sat on for forever, which I really doubt exists, but who knows?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to go on the offense with it. But once it starts coming out that very, very likely there's not anything,
Mm-hmm.
they're going to first try to do the agent claim. Well, you can't go after Funimation because we only said 3 tweets. We can't help that people interpreted that way. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
which a judge, I mean, that I think that's a stretch to try to put Monica and Ron under Funimation
Mm-hmm.
with all that stuff. I do believe that that is a stretch, and a judge very well could say, "Look, that's kind of bullshit,"
Mm-hmm.
but it could go the other way too. So I think they're going to try to do the agency argument, and then if the agency argument fails, they're going to settle. But I think that's a chain of events that we're going to see from
Mm-hmm.
Funimation.
I think the biggest thing you're going to try to prove is that Ron wasn't an agent of
Yeah.
Funimation. That's going to be the now. As long, in my opinion, as long as they are not involved in any way in the civil conspiracy, which, hey, look what we've happened upon this weekend, right? Then, as long as they were like just pointing, you know how it's always like this with internal investigations. It's never what it is or what it is not. It's always, let's point you in the direction that we want you to go. And from Ron's what do you call it? Not voicemails, text messages that he sent to the guy who runs Kamehacon. That's exactly what it sounds like they were doing.
Yep. Yep. Man, I now with that whole civil conspiracy thing that came up, it was the whole
Speaking of,
secret
let's
Discord server.
let me show that. Let me put this on the screen.
Yeah.
First,
Yeah, a
first
whole
dropped
bunch of tweets of that.
by I am Supergirl on Twitter. Let me just read through this real quick. Where she talked to the person. His name is DBZ UK Kame House. By the way, if you get a chance, follow him and give that guy some love because he's getting hammered right now, like straight up hammered. So she said to him, "Hello there. You probably don't remember me. In January, you blocked me. May I ask what made you change your stance for being pro-Vic? If I remember correctly, you had been against it." And his response was, "My opinion on the situation just changed after I took a long break from Twitter and gave my brain enough time to be away from the brainwashers, as I call them now in hindsight. It wasn't a logical movement, just a hive mind, and Kick Vic turned on me quick, asking me to censor my tweets. Don't talk about their secret Discord, where Jamie Markey, Shane, Dominique, and a few other prominent Kick Vic liars were coming up with their lies. Let's just say disagree with anything, and you get fed to a bunch of hungry wolves. This was a while back now, though probably not relevant anymore."
Oh. I also think we should point out that there's a lot of names in there that haven't been,
Totally
that haven't been
verified.
figured out who they are.
Yeah, we're
I mean,
not
there's
at,
some
we're
that
not
have
at.
been verified.
What I'm saying is we're not at 100% verification on everything, but
Are we ever really 100% sure on everything?
I would give it a 70 to 80%. That's me though.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
this person dropped not only Discord screenshots, a lot of them, a lot of verifiable screenshots. Like She Devil, who is, for what everybody believes, is Jamie Marchi, saying verifiable things that can be linked to her. Same with Dominique Sky, saying that she's been dropped from cons and stuff, verifiably linked to her, and emails from Discord. So it's hard to say that it's faked if you're getting email notifications from the Discord system. I mean, like that's a deep op to say that that's fake coming from Discord.
And just to give you an idea of how these people, work. This is a and like I said, I guess I should say, still to be safe, I should say alleged, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This alleged screenshot of Jesse Pridemore talking to Jamie Markey, where she goes, "Which con canceled you?" And because she did get canceled from a recent convention, and she goes, "SCCC, South Carolina Comic Con. Feel free to drag."
Oh
Yeah.
no!
Oh yes.
Targeted harassment con
Mm-hmm,
because they dropped you. That's a
Mm-hmm.
big no.
And it's the way it's worded. It's that's a very deliberate way of wording it too.
Yeah.
That's when that's kind of like one of those things. Well, I know I'm saying something I shouldn't, so I'm gonna word it in a certain way. Kind of like making 3 tweets and ending those tweets by saying, "Oh, well, we don't support harassment and all these other things," implying that the previous tweets must involve harassment.
Yeah. Sort of like when who was it? Trying to think. Oh yeah, it's kind of like with the Funimation tweets, where they made the 3 tweets. The first tweet was just saying we are ending our relationship with Vic Mignogna. Fair enough. Done. That's all you really needed to say, right?
Didn't even need to say that.
Didn't even need to say that. They could have just let it go, just let it fit in the air, right?
Yeah, if they just stopped hiring Vic and were quiet about it, body would care.
Nobody would have known.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nobody would have known. It was that tweet that verified that all this had happened because Vic didn't say anything about it.
It was after that tweet is when they say something, they don't condone sexual misconduct and XYZ. It was something of that nature. It was like what are you doing?
Didn't they actually mention the investigation?
I don't think they mentioned sexual. I'm pretty sure they said harassment.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they also mention the investigation?
Yeah.
Yes. They said it was the first tweet was that they would not be working with him. The second tweet was about there being an investigation.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third tweet was just a general tweet saying, "We don't condone harassment," which, to be fair, you could also make the argument at the time because it was right when everything happened. And I'm sure they will make the argument that tweet was not directed at Vic, but directed at the attention that the VAs were getting. Because, of course, you ask questions and you're harassing according to, social justice.
Mm-hmm. Okay, according to the chat, 2012 Jameson says, admission by party opponents is not hearsay. Also, do not have to say allegedly. Better say a jury gets to decide. Okay, so I guess that's a fair way to put it. He also said Vic still had workforce complaints because they did not follow accepted protocols. Is that confirmed, though? See, that's the other thing, because you had apparently, like I said, I don't know, and that's why I say apparently, because apparently there were 2 investigations. A previous
one by Funny and one by Sony, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
but there's only been one that's been confirmed in the responses so far,
right?
And that was the Sony one. There's not been any mention of. In fact, the 2 investigations, didn't that come from Monica? I want to say it was somebody on their side that said, "Oh, well, there was multiple investigations. It wasn't just one."
Yeah, that's how we know there were 2.
Mm-hmm.
So might want to treat that fact as very suspect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because apparently, because the whole thing was like they were, if there was a previous, let's just for the sake of argument, there was a previous one. Then why wasn't anything done then? Now remember, he supposedly is supposed to have had decades of harassment on his file.
Yeah. Of slaying all that underage puss that he was apparently doing.
Oh yeah, and he was also,
saw.
let's see, what are the other? He's a pedophile. He's what else? The other ones.
But
oh man,
if I remember correctly, around the discussion of there being 2 investigations, one of them was like inconclusive.
Mm-hmm.
But again, grain of
Okay.
salt.
I'm going to ask Jameson in the chat because he's in the chat. I'm going to ask him real quick. If I remember correctly, you do have some law experience, right? You were either in law school or you are done with law school. I can't remember which. Just give me an affirmative either way. I do know you know what you're talking about though, because we've
nod yes or shake your head no. We'll know.
well, that wouldn't really help. But he says Texas does have a set standards, and the standards have not been followed because Vic was not interviewed. Now that would be interesting. Do an investigation and don't interview the guy who was being investigated.
Well, they did ask him in the response. One of the responses, they stated that it was stated that he was asked about 3 separate instances, which we found out was the sexual jelly bean, the most damning piece of evidence. And then, there was like a consensual kiss and I guess like a hug, I think was the other one.
Yeah.
But like the jelly bean, that's the nail in the coffin, if anything.
Yeah. Well, this sucks. He's unfortunately DBC UK Comedy House has had to protect his account. So I'll send him a follow.
Not surprising.
Send him a follow. Maybe he'll approve it.
Also, it should be pointed out that it clearly states on his account that he is on the spectrum, and these people have not cared, and it's been made known to them. It's just been met with dismissal, if that kind of gives you an inclination of how these people are on that side of the situation.
Okay, so yeah, 2012 says, yes, I graduated from law school, and Not Raptro said, please press D to dox yourself. Funny. But, so this was dropped over the weekend, and there's a ton more shit. A ton more that's already been dropped, and Kame House says he's going to drop more. There's more than just this. But from what we've seen already, oh boy.
Oh man!
If you're in there, grab all you can.
Exactly.
Close the door.
This is also come back in February too.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
And I think Liquid's favorite one was the one where they were talking about how Shane screwed the pooch.
Yeah. Yep.
Shane.
That I guarantee you that was the Discord too that Shane was getting information from.
Yeah, they were trying to feed him information while he was on stream, and it looked
trying to get that Google.
Yeah,
that Google flu going.
Not realizing how on the toes that Nick can be with stuff like that.
We're gonna make you sound legitimate. Oh shit, we fucked up.
Oh man.
But
yeah, I mean, Discords are a dime a dozen to make. So if there's one, I guarantee you there's others, and there is names in here that aren't verified yet. Yeah. Like there's ats that you don't know who they are. They could very well be some of these other prominent people. I mean, that's really the that Discord will be a lot more damning if there was evidence of Monica or Ron being involved in it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's still pretty damning the way what it is. I mean, it's clear evidence that that back in February when all this happened, they were communicating in private and crafting a narrative message.
Is it possible for them to get Discord records as a part of Discovery, or would they have to amend their complaint in order to?
That's assuming they don't already have them.
Well, I mean, Discovery is to my understanding, Discovery is a running thing. You can ask for more stuff as long as it's within the period of Discovery. I mean, because stuff's going to come out in depositions, which you know that they've got actual dates now, right?
Yeah, I know. Was it 26th for Vic, 27th for Monica, and 28th for Ron?
Yep.
That's for depositions. And then they got and then Casey has till the 19th of June to file a TCPA if he so chooses.
Yeah.
And 2012 says yes, they can get those records because he did go to law school.
I mean,
He's
we're
like
also. I mean,
we'll tell you.
if
Jameson will be our poor man
Kamea-con-
Nick Recato right now. So
or not Kamea-con. If
I'll check the
Kamea
email
House
when I
was
get
in
home.
there, there's no telling who else was in there as well.
Mm-hmm. That's going to
know.
be the key. Like, who else was in there? And because the people that we know are in there are, well, no, air quote, is Jamie, Jesse Pridemore, Dominique Sky, Shane, who we know was getting fed shit from Ron.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the only way, you know? Jameson also says relevance is a low threshold, so it's very easy to get.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Trying to think. Oh, now here's going to be funny, and this is where we have you and I have had discussions on Discords, especially in Yellow Flash's Stand with Vic, Kick Vic Discord discussion.
Right.
People, quit believing what Shane Holberg says.
Oh God! Quit believing what any of these people say, because at this point, the one thing that I keep telling people, and I understand, I understand where everybody's coming from this. You meet a stranger, you don't instantly assume that they're bad people. You assume they're going to act in good faith. These people do not act in good faith. They abuse your good faith to get their message out.
That's right. The key thing with, especially with Shane, like Shane saying, he's actually gone and said that Casey will not file a TCPA. I said if he doesn't file a TCPA, he's a bad attorney.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be like, are you stupid? Oh, if he doesn't, I will be utterly shocked. I'll put it that way.
If he doesn't, then he's just getting on the table to settle. Because I mean, if there's even a minuscule chance, it's the right thing to do as an attorney. You're going to take every step you can and exploit every avenue available to you to try to get what you want, because you never know. It's court.
Right.
Shit can go sideways at any point.
Yep.
That's why you always see all these motions, even if they're just frivolous as hell, like this Gish Gallop response.
Mm-hmm. And like remember
try everything you can.
Now remember the reeing they've done for weeks for trying to they were trying to like say look at their initial filing. Look how stupid they sound. Vic Mignogna is not literally a piece of shit. This is defamation. I was like, once again, you fools have no idea why they have to do that.
They know
Texas
at this point,
says they had
it's been
to do
explained. Yeah, it's been explained over and over and over to these people. They don't care. They don't care. The only thing they care about is stuff that supports them. That's the only reason that they're jumping on the Greg Doucette wagon, is because they finally found a quote-unquote lawyer that is willing to side with them. And they're too dense to understand that this lawyer has done this before, trying to get clout, trying to make money off of a situation, deliberately inserting himself and just making it worse for the side that he inserts himself into.
Mm-hmm.
He's telling you what he thinks you want to hear, so you'll give him stuff to do things.
Yeah.
He still needs more money for that CPAP.
Yeah, let's talk about Douchey Deuce. This guy is the biggest moron in the entire history of morons.
Call order. Go
Rivaling Holmberg?
They're tit for tat, my friend. Tit for fucking tat.
I mean,
Hashtag
Doucette
Shane
at
Twitter.
least has a legal degree.
Hashtag Shane
This is
Twitter.
true.
Spread those memes.
He somehow got a law degree from a historically black college. I will give him that. As a white man, I don't know how he did it, but he did it. So,
Well, obviously, he told everybody, "Hey, as soon as I get out, I got y'all's back."
bring clients, yeah.
Fuck.
It's a
Just low key racism there.
Doucette. Jameson said Doucette does not even know definition of assault. A definition of assault. Doucette is worse. He's actually calling him worse than Sugar Shane.
I think he knows. I think he's deliberately just. My opinion on Doucette, and I give him respect for this. I see him. His only mistake in this is listening to the social justice crowd and their claims that they're larger. I think he latched on to what he perceived was the larger group, hoping to grift them, hoping to get money off of them, just saying whatever they want. Because I engaged him on that on Twitter one day and called him out on, didn't even mention the GoFundMe at all. I just mentioned, that he was just looking for some money, and he took the opportunity to shell out his GoFundMe. I'm like, I got you. I respect you for that. Too bad you went for the wrong side.
It's like, yeah. It's like you said, I think, was it you or somebody in the Discord who said it best? It's like he saw the money that Nick was getting nightly and thought he could get in on that, not realizing that the people he's fanning to have no money.
That's why they're predominantly socialist.
I mean, you look at like not counting people like Monica and Jamie and people. I'm going to assume with their job that they actually have a decent wage, right? They actually.
They don't really have money to hand out, right?
No, I'm not saying they have money to hand out. I'm just saying let's just assume that they're not poor. You know what I'm saying? But let's look at somebody like Kaylin, like Mars Girl, right? She can't even afford cat food for her goddamn cat.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, she GoFundMe to cat food.
She actually did a GoFundMe for cat food.
What?
Yep.
Yeah.
A more responsible owner would get a job.
Well, the cat is no longer with us.
Yeah, so the cat used up all 9 lives. I think somebody made a joke, and I said, it's bad, but I'm still going to laugh.
Cat needs food, is about to die.
That the cat
shot the food.
That the cat didn't die, the cat offed itself to get away from her.
I still can't get over that cat parody account that popped up. Somebody made a Mars Girl cat Twitter account.
Yeah, didn't they say that's the one that said something like they killed themselves so they wouldn't have to be with her anymore?
Yes.
That's like, damn.
Yes.
Let's see. Jameson says wrong. Assault is immediately harmful or offensive conduct, so 5 years later does not work. That's a good point. That's a good point.
I mean, all these things that they're claiming, they're claiming to use things that are legal definitions, and the only way that they can qualify as legal definitions is with like police reports and stuff. You don't just run out and say somebody assaulted you. That's not something that you can really say. That's something a police officer has to say in a police report for it to legally be assault.
Right.
You remember back in the day when they tried to say that being brigaded on Twitter is the legal definition of harassment?
Yeah.
And all the cops are like, get off Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all Tyler the Creatored it.
Yeah. Every cop just about, even the ones who went to the FBI, they said, well, just get the fuck off Twitter. Like, it goes back to what I said.
Close your eyes.
I said this a few weeks ago for, the people who've watched Game of Thrones, right? There was a scene, I think in season 2, where, Joffrey was walking down the little street there with, his entourage, and somebody threw some shit at him, right? And he immediately wanted to get them all killed, behead them and everything like that. So to get back to the castle, after almost getting killed themselves, because he basically caused a riot, and, this is the essentially like what you get on Twitter. He says, they attacked me, and Tyrion says, they threw a cow pie at you, and you wanted to kill them all. That's basically what these SJWs are like, Like this,
honestly, yeah.
Yeah, like I'm showing this. This is
to be fair.
Go ahead.
To be fair, it's a little more involved for the people that are actually have the potential of being defendants, especially now that this Discord has come out and they've admitted that because of the actions they took against Vic, they are actively losing business relations themselves.
Oh.
So,
Oh, no.
I mean, they're getting their cons canceled and stuff. Nobody wants to invite them to the cons because of their actions. Granted, their whole perception of it is it's not their fault. It's never their fault. It's always some random person's fault or Vic's fault or somebody's fault, never theirs.
Jameson,
but from their perception, they're a little more invested than a cow pie.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying that's this, in the basic of basic terms,
Yeah.
That,
There's a scene from that game, Life is Strange, where I think one of the characters is sitting there going, if it's not somebody else's fault, then it's all my fault, and fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's a little too self-aware.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I have to accept responsibility for my actions and those consequences. That's dumb. Who made that rule?
Mm-hmm. Jameson just wanted to say, wrong on that. It can be without a police report. There has to be some evidence, and police reports are one source, but a great one.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, like saying, I got smacked in the face, and your face is red, or you got bruise on your face, or something like that. That's evidence, and then you would file a police report with that evidence, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of hard to do from 5 years, 6, 7.
Yeah. Just saying,
20,
I got assaulted.
20 years. 20 years. I think that's what they said was 20 years.
Up to 20 years, yeah. And then remember that one was 30 years ago, and then to prove it, she had to Photoshop some evidence because
that the courts just love photoshopped evidence. Oh.
Well, see, this was one, Mike, that was saying that Vic was a teacher, a teacher at her school or something like that.
Yeah, like the drama club or something like that.
And was helping run a play for the drama club. Well,
all right.
The thing is, people called and they said they had never hired a Vic Mignogna to work for them at any time.
Had they heard of him?
I don't know if they heard of him, but they just said they never hired him, And so she went, 3 or 4 months and didn't say a damn thing?
Mm-hmm.
And she just now dropped
And she just now, all of a sudden, she says, I happened to be moving and I found these pictures. And it was a picture of a very, very, very tanned Vic.
He's a med, isn't he?
He's he's Italian, but
yeah, med.
Yeah. And a very, very brown hair and very, very mullety. Very mullet.
There was some account, Yellow Flash made a video on it that actually went through and analyzed all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, it's not his body in the photo.
Mm-hmm.
It's somebody else's body that's photoshopped into the photo.
And they found the source photo, yeah.
And they took the first picture off of Google image search for Vic's face.
Mm-hmm. You're fucking joking me.
Nope.
Yeah. And also, this came out not even a couple days after they started trying to make the claim that that Nick, the boomer that he is, somehow managed to Photoshop a logo on the casting couch wall, and that he was at Bullocks and Hughes.
Yeah, he was Mike. He was at Ty Beard's office, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's got this big mural of the logo for Beard. Was it a Beard?
Bullocks and Hughes or something like that.
Yeah.
It's Beard, Harris, Bullock, and Hughes.
Yeah. It's BHBH. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So nice thing. It's got a nice little terracotta, warrior. And it's actually one from China because he's, as Ty explained it, he said, he had this what you call a good old boy client, one of his first clients, and helped him out with something. He said, then he went to China. He says, hey, what's your address? I'm going to send you something. So, all right, gave him his address, thinking, I'll get something in a box or something like that. He said, next thing you know, this 400-pound terracotta warrior shows up. He's like, all right, fuck it, I'm going to put it in the corner.
Can you just buy those? I thought those were considered treasures, but then again, look where it's coming.
It is China, dude. Come on. Come on.
You can buy anything in China, even things you shouldn't be able to.
Exactly. Jameson also said he was a Florida teacher and then he became a cop, and he was only a teacher for 1 year. And she was in like Pennsylvania too, Mike. That's another thing too.
I don't know my U.S. geography as well as I should, but Pennsylvania is a long ass way from Florida.
Yeah.
It's a minute.
A minute.
You know, couple of 3. You know.
Yeah.
I'd say probably 7 hours.
I'm on another window trying to find the picture for Mike.
Just search the casting couch. It's the same exact room.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that Photoshop picture that that dummy was trying to pass off.
Oh, I've got it. Give me a second.
Okay, yeah. Just pop it in the stream link sharing chat in our in here. That's what we.
All right, let's have a peek at this.
When you see it, you're gonna be like, "Really? That's what they tried to pass off?" I guarantee, because you're gonna say the same thing I did. So that doesn't look real.
Okay.
Yeah, let me just see if I can find my tools for this shit, because I had to double check a foot.
It was triple. The double checks are triple checked on this one, my friend. Like his picture had no light source.
Yeah, it didn't, like, there's so much wrong with it.
There was a chair in the background, and the chair's legs suddenly disappeared. There you go.
And it looks like his body looks photoshopped in.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna put it on the stream too. Just so. Look at the size of that calf at the bottom. Like, see that calf kind of just angling out there.
Okay, so yeah, there's at least one. I don't know where the legs run.
Look at the sign next to his face. You see the use of the clone brush. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
And you see he's standing right next to a light, yet no light is reflecting off his face.
Yep.
It's like when you stand back and look at this picture, you can tell. Oh, and also that the woman is holding up that sign with one hand with nobody on the other side, apparently.
It's supposed to be on his shoulder?
Or his hair, one or the other. Like, and somebody else found a picture of him from that time, and he had, like, his hair was blonde, and it was not a mullet. So it looks like
Also,
they tried to. It looks like to me is they tried to find somebody who looked 80s.
And then they stuck their face on him.
Yeah.
So that face is too big for that body.
I wonder. That looks like an outfit from, Saved by the Bell.
It does, doesn't it? Like, very stereotypical 80s. Very stereotypical. Like, oh yeah, Mike, if you notice his leg disappears.
Yes.
Behind the stool or behind the chair.
And you notice how
you don't even see the other shoe.
And you see the chair next to, where she's sitting. You see how it just kind of, for some reason, just looks kind of weird right there around his legs. Just kind of.
And plus, like, the unnatural way he's standing, like, it looks like a vertical standing picture that they tilted a couple degrees to make it, like, lean on the fireplace.
This was printed.
Yep. And what's really the best part is, like, this might be a legitimate picture she had in her trunk or whatever, but they added a lot of artifacts to make it look like it's older than it actually is. But the big thing is, like I said, if you look at that, where it got me was the whole, where it says on the sign, right next to his face, you can see clear uses of clone brush. Clear uses.
Yep, you can see the lines.
Yep.
Look at, if you zoom in real close.
Yeah, I'm zooming in real close on it right now.
Yeah.
Imagine the amount of
6 lines there.
Imagine the amount of effort it went into making something like this. Imagine how much money they could have made if they turned that effort towards getting a fucking job.
Well, we're assuming that this wasn't paid for either.
All right, now I'm down here with the chair that has no legs.
Well, there's 2 legs, but
in the wrong place.
The chair situated. Yeah. The way they're situated is you'd be able to see his shoe.
It's like right here. If you're looking, I don't know if you're looking at what I'm looking at, but right here, you see where clearly they tried to crop out some of the chair and failed. and then they try to add meat to his, legs to try to cover up something for some reason. You see that in the background?
Oh, they think smudge.
A little smudging.
Or a blur. Yeah.
Yeah. But like I said, the
leg
leg,
right between his legs,
and the chair of this leg, which should be between this foot and the back foot, which you don't see the back foot either, just disappears.
There's no shadow on the fireplace either behind him because you can see where the light is coming from. There would clearly be a shadow behind him.
It's almost like, this is why I think they had the clone brush here. I think they tried to do a shadow. They tried to emulate a light source, and then it looked terrible, so they decided not to do it.
I mean, all in all, it's passable enough to make people question, But generally, if you're going to sit there and Photoshop evidence, you should at least make it, passable to everybody.
Instead, it looks like Stellan is just changed his photo up a little bit.
It's just so unnatural. I mean, I do appreciate the effort that they put into to take the picture and then print it and then take a picture of the picture printed. Because that's another thing that they claimed. Oh, well, it can't be fake. She's clearly holding the photo. I'm like, okay, I guess inkjets don't exist.
Yeah.
Photo printers don't exist. That's not.
I mean,
a thing.
I got a photo printer downstairs that is at least 10 years old that can still give me great fucking print, photo prints.
I mean,
so
let's also mention that this is a teacher too. Teachers don't have access to any kind of printing device at all.
Not at all. Or programs that could do this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Never. That would never have. I mean, it's not like teachers get free copies of Photoshop or anything like that.
Nope.
Also, you got motherfucking autistic people out there that'll get old shit working again. Christ, I've got a fucking camcorder from '86 that I've spent summer getting working again. Also, I can record video and make it look like it was recorded in the '80s on VHS manufactured 2000.
That's a lost art nowadays.
Mata says in the chat to me, he says, now let me get my clearly doctored photos.
And then this is off the back of, the Ricada. Like, it's very clearly obvious that they've got just this running theme they've had since the fucking Gamergate days, where it's like, if I accuse you of it first, it makes it very easy to dismiss it when I actually do what I'm accusing you of. Well, Ricada's doctoring and, photoshopping that he was at Ty's office. Oh, well, look at this evidence here that's clearly not photoshopped.
I like what, did you hear what Ty said about that, too?
I didn't.
He said, then why did I pay $4,000 to have it painted on the wall?
Yeah.
It's like, let's see if I can go. Where's that thing that I had? Was it this one? Yeah. I'm kind of jumping back and forth on this one. I think you would like this. So here is Mr. Greg Doucette, or as Liquid likes to call him, Douchette, because
yes,
it's obvious.
I feel like that's the most appropriate name.
And what I like about it is like these lawyers that have come out now, clearly trying to grift, especially Greg, right? Especially Greg. Is that now they think like, KV, Kickvic actually thinks we got our own Nick Ricada.
Technically, he has a Patreon. He makes $700 a month doing videos that he does like once a month. Like he does one video a month for $700,
and it's just a podcast.
And he wonders why he can't make any money.
It's just a podcast.
Seems like they got a dollar store Nick Ricada.
That's exactly what they did.
Yeah, they got the
they got the discount clearance dollar store.
They got the 5 and dime Nick Ricada.
Like a Chinese bootleg.
They got Nick Ricada off the dollar menu.
Nick Ricada in the Galactic Range. Darth Vader, a Shrek, a Power Batman.
It's like, okay, those Chinese knockoffs you see of toys and shit like that. They went to the dollar store to buy a Nick Ricada, and it said Greg Duquette, and they thought that was Nick Ricette Rekieta, so they were like, well, close enough, you know?
Oh,
Yeah, but
the
remember,
Happy
he comes,
Meal Rekieta.
remember he comes bundled in.
Hey, Mom, I got my own Nick Rekieta. How come he doesn't have any hair? Don't worry about it.
But they got him bundled together with Batman with a Superman logo on his chest, Darth
Yep.
Vader, a Power Ranger that's the wrong color, and Shrek.
He's like orange.
Yeah.
Power Ranger colored like Captain Planet.
Okay, so yeah, let me read through this so I can kind of explain. So Greg says, I don't have enough self discipline to sit through the gibberish. Well, you don't have self discipline.
You're a lawyer.
Yep.
You are literally paid to do that.
Well,
He
also
says that after sitting there for a straight week, tweeting nonstop every day.
and let's not forget the fact that he filed bankruptcy. Now, I'm not going to begrudge people who file bankruptcy. That happens sometimes. You got to do it.
Yeah.
You know, and it does happen.
You got to protect your assets.
But this man is a lawyer.
Yeah.
And I say this because Liquid here has lived in that area in Durham, North Carolina.
Well, just dox me, why don't you?
You don't live there now.
But yeah, no, that. I mean,
It is
for
in France
what
now.
he did, being a criminal justice attorney, that is like the honeypot for for just
People are always
criminal.
people are always getting arrested or always getting shot or always getting pulled over or something in Durham. All the time. All the fucking time.
like drugs nonstop up there. That is just.
Oh,
It's not a good place to raise kids. Is the only way to really describe it.
because like let me describe Durham. Okay, let me describe the triangle. The triangle is Durham, Cary, Raleigh, right? If you want to live in the area, you really want to live in Raleigh or Cary. That's more preferable side of the triangle you want to. And they call it a triangle because it's the RTP, the Research Triangle Park. Which, by the way, Greg is what didn't he originally say he went for computer science or something like that?
Yeah.
How
he
the
said he
fuck
changed
do you not get a
computer science.
job with computer science degree in Research Triangle Park? I mean, he literally okay. I mean, Liquid, you've seen what those people make.
I know. I'm trying to change my field to get into what those people make.
Exactly. So he literally couldn't do that and says, "Oh well, time to try being a lawyer." And he went to NC State for the computer science degree, which I'm not going to begrudge that because State's got a pretty good computer science thing.
I mean, it's like that's what Raleigh is known for. I mean, it's the tech hub of the East.
Now, if when Greg, talking about he's a lawyer, and if he had said like he went to UNC or Duke and I like I said, it's like Nick Rekieta said it best. You really can't begrudge somebody about what school they went to, because you're still a lawyer at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But there are better schools to go to than North Carolina Central University. And I'm still trying to figure out how a white guy got into a traditionally black college.
I already explained that. He was just like, look, as soon as I get out, I got y'all.
You think he got a free ride just to...
I think he did. I think he's like, look, I know y'all be discriminated against. I know y'all can't get none of that whitey protection. I got you.
So is
I
that
got
why he's
you.
broke?
Yeah.
Yes. No,
They do not have... They don't have Nick
dug
Rekieta.
through
They have
all of
Nick
that
Racketeer.
Like, I know, like, man, he went and bought a RAV4. He
Right.
had a RAV4.
And then somehow got it
2016.
repossessed.
Yep.
Oof.
But he got that repossessed. He had his bank account seized.
Yep.
And that was by the state of North Carolina, too. It wasn't even by the feds. It was like...
Well, that was, he actually went from my understanding,
Mm-hmm.
in the filings that I saw, which are all public, they're all public filings, so
No
it's not
docs.
doxing.
No docs. It was just all public.
You know, it's all public information.
Yep.
He went and hired a bankruptcy attorney, and they filed Chapter 11, which ended in a Chapter 13 payment plan. He originally went into debt with like $367,000. $230,000 of that was student loans.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Like,
gotta give it a big oof.
Yep. And he ended up with a Chapter 13 payment plan of $60,000, which
I want to remind everybody this happened last year. This happened last year.
Yeah, the beginning of 2018 was when he filed this. January 2018.
Now remember,
Also important lesson. Also important lesson. Bankruptcy doesn't mean you don't have to pay your bills.
Yep.
Still got to pay that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, and also,
you just get a grace on it.
Yeah, and also to point out that in this bankruptcy, this is after he tried to run for run for the state senate, and wasted a bunch of money doing that. Because he was a quote Republican and a quote conservative, and I'm using quotes here, and a quote never Trumper, trying to run on the Republican ticket in Durham, North Carolina.
No. Oh no! Oh, it's all blue collar area.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're making a pretty clear narrative of his decision making skills and all this.
Yeah.
I mean,
put it this
It was
way:
a bad call, Ripley. It was a bad call.
I'll put it this way:
Yeah.
this is how blue Durham is, right? Let's put how blue, as far as party goes. Just a quick aside: if Barack Obama or Bill Clinton ran for state senate in that city, but they ran as a Republican, they would lose.
yeah.
That's how blue that area is. It's also why it's mostly a shithole. But
It still gets me that all Duchette had to do to come out he legitimately by this point would have the money to pay off his $60,000 debt or his Chapter 13 if he had just went on Rekieta's stream and been honest.
Yeah.
That's all he had to do, and
Yep.
he would have gotten respect. He would have gotten clout as long as he didn't go in there acting like shoe eater.
Mm-hmm. If he'd have gone in and said I respectfully disagree with your what you think. Here's what I think, right? Mm-hmm. And because Nick even says I want to be challenged. Somebody challenge me. It makes argument. That makes law argument stronger. The more you get challenged.
Also, I have a homework assignment for our listeners. Somebody wouldn't mind, please give me a Schwarzenegger-themed parody of Eater called Shoe Eater.
Yeah.
I'd like that by the end of the possible.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Tall order, but we might have some
you get
labs who
extra
can do
credit
it.
if you get it in before the end of the week.
Yeah. So,
Of Snake Eater?
yeah, it's called Shoe Eater. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, so
End of the show, Mike has
You're
it.
ineligible.
So we jumped off that tangent, but let me get back on it real quick.
Nigga, I'm getting paid. Excuse me.
You're allowed one. So,
That's
like I
sweet
said,
monetization.
that was the one where he said he doesn't have the self-discipline, but he gets he's quoting a tweet from Mars Girl where it says she quotes him because I remember that this is their Nick Rekieta now, right?
Yes.
And she goes, if you haven't seen yesterday's video of #blackface lawyer Beard and two other YouTube grifters talking in front of a live audience at a convention yesterday, it's a doozy. That was, and then Ron Soy Toy says, 1522. They throw the jelly bean packet to Nick. This will be great information for the case. It literally has nothing at all to do with the case.
Is there a fucking law somewhere in Texas about jelly beans?
I know where that's going. He's trying to imply that he's either trying to imply that they are trying to intimidate him with the jelly beans or harass him with the jelly beans. Oh, they're just making fun of her. They're they're making fun of her.
Okay.
And it's like,
All right.
yeah, they are,
Yeah.
but there's
Okay.
nothing illegal about that
That's
at
not
all.
even the best. That's not even the best thing Ron said in this situation. So this is Dominique Sky jumping in, and she goes, "Here is Vic being a good Christian and lecturing their lawyer and YouTube grifter friend about how wrong it is for them to dox victims, victim supporters, and target harassment on them." And then she tags in Greg Doucette and Renfamous because, if you're going to get one idiot, you might as well grab the other one, right?
Yeah.
And I guess Renfamous said something because Ron is responding directly to them. He goes, "It shows his level of class and professionalism. I will make sure this gets to my attorney. I can't wait for depositions. It will smear their nose in shit, figurative shit. They left this community. They left on this community's carpet. The truth's coming for them." Ron, I'm going to repeat one more time. Them smoking cigars in a public place has nothing to do with your case.
He's welcome. He's welcome to give Casey reason to bill him. I mean, that's all it is.
Literally, I'm serious. I swear to God. I remember this is something Zach said. Right? He said at first when he first hired his lawyer, and they were getting all this shit together, and he goes like, hey, he would call them with new information like every couple of days because there was always like a new article or something like that coming out. He said, "Hey, check this out. Hey, hey, check this out. Hey, check this out." And then at the end of the month, he got a bill for like $7,000. He's like, "Oh, wait a minute."
I'm just gonna let you check out the stuff that's really good.
Well, eventually he said like, I figured out how to just save it all until I meet with him.
Yep, when you're already paying them.
Yeah. So I'm sure Casey's just like right now going cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching,
yep,
cha-ching, cha-ching.
Man, honestly, I'm not sure if Casey's gonna last throughout this. I think that Ron is going to jerk on his leash too much, and Casey's just gonna drop it. Because Casey's reputation is now on the line with this case. Especially being forced to tell a judge, "Yeah, I'm going to put him on a leash." And Ron is still out there, opening his mouth. Ron's the only reason that there's actually a lawsuit.
I think what's going to happen is eventually you're going to reach the point where shit is fucked. Casey's like, "You guys need to settle." Yeah. And maybe you walk out with some of your fucking holding.
Yeah.
Some of your life savings that Monica is all completely responsible for because Ron owns nothing. And they're gonna give him the boot because he's not gonna tell him.
And
yeah.
Oh, and the best part is, here's the thing: Ron thinks he's smart because he's currently protected. So he thinks he can still say dumb shit. Ron, that's not how this works.
All right.
Plus, there's plenty of people who are following you who can see your shit. So, you dumbass.
And there's plenty of people on that side that are not on that side.
Mm-hmm. They are quote on that side. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I have friends that are voice actors in the industry. They work with some of these people, and they're following the case. They're not saying shit about it. Like the other day, the most I've seen about it was somebody shared the Funimation.
Shared a Funimation what? Sorry, you broke up.
They shared the Funimation filing, and that was it. And everybody got into a fight over. It was like, this isn't going to come from anything because they've got that Sony money. Sony's got lawyers, and their lawyers have lawyers. And like, yeah, but that ultimately doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. I mean, you can have all the money in the world. If you're wrong, you're wrong. And in this case, it's like a 95% chance that Funny and all these people are wrong, especially when you have secret discords coming out from when it all happened, showing
exactly what they were going to do and then doing it. Yeah.
Well, it's not just being wrong, it's being wrong in the eyes of Texas law.
Yep.
Because you could do the right thing, arguably, morally, objectively, and still be wrong in the eyes of.
Now listen to this. Hold on. Okay, so this is Ron being thirsty. You notice he always talks to Whammon. You notice that? It's either Whammon or Greg.
Well, I mean, he's not getting any from his.
It's either Whammon or Greg. So the quoted tweet is from Dominique Sky, where she goes, "I've been doxxed by Vic Mignogna's fans. The doxing includes my address, photos of my home, and photos of my child. All this because I decided to speak out about a predator and people he's hurt. Hashtag Vic stands are trash. RT with your story if you've been affected."
Yeah, no, that's just a dog whistle, which I'm sure nobody answered.
Now this is the funny one.
Other than your regular suspects, the same 13 people.
Yep. And here's another thing. This person responded, "I've been doxxed as well." By the way, I've never heard of this person. Just want to point that out. "I've been doxxed as well. Hawaii Con even jumped on the train, calling me a dying cosplayer who needs to get a real job." Like, yeah, exactly. You need to fucking.
Well, and I bet you if you click on their name, their account was created this year.
More than likely.
Within February.
Mm-hmm. Why do these thoughts think that they can Why do these thoughts think you can make a career being a fucking cosplayer? What the fuck?
Some people can, but it is a saturated market for sure. There's a lot of women trying to profit off their looks, which there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's absolutely nothing wrong with if you got it, you got it, right? I ain't gonna begrudge anybody who's got it.
Just you need to have a career for eventually. People get tired of you. Like I've had my days. I've had cosplays that I follow, but it's like eventually. Stop.
Eventually you get tired of jerking it to the same person.
And also,
that's what it comes down to.
And also the fact, baby girl, y'all gonna hit that wall.
Gravity starts pulling you apart like a Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah, and it just ain't gonna fly no more, baby. That's just it. It ain't gonna fly no more. That's what's this last thing from Ron Boy?
That's when you progress to the Twitch thottery, because it's very easy to make yourself look good in a camera.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know who Emily is. Now this is just
I've
Ron.
heard that name popped up a couple times from that side.
Yeah, because she goes, how it's from Dominique Scott. It says, "Emily, I know you're mad, but if you want to hack my shit for my nudes, just ask. I know consent is a mood killer for y'all, but geez, I'll leak them myself, cupcake." And then Ron being thirsty, when doing a gif of Joker saying, "If you're good at something, never do it for free." I'm like, Ron. Quit being a dumbass. If I'm starting to think, wait a minute now. We have that whole thing, that whole meme where we say, people project what they are onto others. Mm-hmm. Maybe Ron's the creep.
That whole side is like straight up.
Mm-hmm.
The mirror syndrome is real over there.
Yeah.
And there's no shame in any of it. That's the part that gets me. It irks me so much when I see so many people on the I Stand With Vic and the neutral side even who come at this with good faith and goodwill towards others. And the Kick Vic side of things that's what they want. They actively prey on people like that. What type of person do you have to be to have no remorse to prey on somebody who's giving you goodwill and good faith?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think what's going on is, if you remember Gamergate, to resurrect that fucking, a lot of the people, the literally who's made a fucking fortune.
Okay, I'm just going to point it out that word's been said twice now. If we don't want Mundane Matt popping up, we don't need to say it again.
What are we saying now? I missed the word. Sorry.
Jihadi Jarbo?
Oh, yes. Yeah, we do not want him popping up in the chat.
He can pop up all he wants. Hey, Matt, Mundane Matt, fuck you. That's what
I hear. If you turn the light out in your bathroom while holding.
Did you hear about my video getting copy striked?
Oh God. Turbo Matt said it best in his video about Matt. I wish to this day that Zoe Quinn had a DMCA'd somebody fucking else.
Anyone else.
Anyone else. because then Matt would still be, irrelevant with his like maybe around 30K followers on there. Nobody would know who he was. Nobody would care.
And then he would have been just a reply girl.
Yeah.
So, hot new information. Marchie is confirmed in that secret Discord. Yeah, she verified herself.
Why would you do that?
Wait. Hold on now. Hold on. Wait a minute. I thought Greg said these were all fake. Wasn't Greg going on all fucking day long saying they were fake?
Of course. I mean, how else is he going to convince, his loyal sheeple to keep believing in him?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's, like I said, that's all this is. And I have respect for him in that manner. He is definitely going for the lowest of the low apples. I mean, these are like rotten apples down in the ditch that he's just picking up. I mean,
this is almost like when Sarah Butts fucking filed the fucking copyright claims on the chat logs that outed him as a pedo.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
These are fake, but I'm gonna need them back. So,
Oh man, that
was a fun week.
Oh god, you're triggering me. I'm having PTSD moments.
But like I was saying, the Literally Who's literally made a fortune off of being the Literally Who's. I think some people are just waiting for that next big quote-unquote gate to pop up so they can prop themselves up as the victims of the hour and to make fortune off of it. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out for him here.
Well, it's a good thing this is Weeb Wars.
Yeah, thank God for Weeb Wars.
Mm-hmm. I made a point today. I don't know if you saw it, Liquid, but I made a point today where I says like the stuff, especially like I don't really not really counting Gamergate anymore because I feel that ship sailed long ago. But Comicsgate,
now we're gonna have to.
Well, I was gonna say Comicsgate and Weeb Wars are kind of one and the same at this point because there's a lot of crossover with
very much
with a lot of these people, especially the ones who want to complain. It's like, me starting the show about Gail, that was the reason I did it, was because why the fuck is she worried about what Tug is doing at Anime Matsuri? It's not a comic book convention. It's an anime convention, right? Oh. And also, like I said, why the fuck does she care that he's wearing a mask? Because
last I checked, you didn't have to be anybody. Like, there's no prerequisite to enter these things other than you pay.
Yeah. In fact,
I mean, who gives a fuck?
Tug was invited.
He's got a
press
table
pass,
there, didn't he?
He got a press pass, yeah.
Yeah, so he got to go for free.
He got that, and he got him a booth, made some money. I mean,
I've sold some original, whaling art.
She's very upset that Tug would choose as his costume, and a very bad, I might add, a play on serial killer Jason Voorhees, who was totally not made up.
I love how she's going with the Mazda defense too. She's going with the Mazda defense. He's selling shirts of him killing me. Wait. It's like, are you admitting that you're a giant blue whale?
Yeah. Oh man. Hey, it's Mr. Edwin Boyette. How are you doing, sir? Glad to see you in the chat. Yeah, we have. Yeah, I would say that. Did she admit to being a whale? That's what the really hilarious thing is. And I wouldn't really say.
That's a great cell phone.
Mm-hmm. And then, he had a moment where somebody left a little blue plushie. Was it the whale from One Piece?
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody left a plushie of that on his table. And so the joke became, "Oh no, you've been invaded by the blue whale," But it's like, this week, and like I said, I was going to talk about this, but I kind of forgot about it. But it's really been a really rocking week with the people who want to come out. People like Gail, they want people outed so they can destroy their lives. That's a matter of fact. Mm. That's just a matter of freaking fact, right? Greg is intentionally lying to people. And then, out of nowhere, just coming out from the corner we have our old nemesis Anita Sarkeesian.
Oh man, that.
She's been raising a stink up over the
Cyberpunk
2077 shit.
Have you seen
mad.
that? Have you seen that, Liquid? Oh my gosh!
Mm-hmm. Yes, I did. I have been
literally.
You know I can't dodge that. When I see her name pop up, it's like, okay, it's time to roast.
Yeah.
Fucking Ho's mad.
Got to roll them sleeves up. All right. Well, I thought it was out.
Look, it's not about the fact that you have imaginary characters naked. It's not about the fact, that it's all right that they're naked, but it's how you're representing them. They need to be in positions of empowerment, and if you don't do something about this, there's we all know what's going to happen. Just putting it out there. I mean, you can hire me on, and
I think that was the most thing that bugged me the most was how blatant she was about you should hire me. She literally said, "You should hire me. I can make this go away." That's literally what she was saying.
I was thinking about. Remember that shit where they were getting mad over the E3 trailer from 2 years ago? I think it was for Cyberpunk 2077, where they were showing the first mission or so where you're literally rescuing a fucking woman from the refrigerator.
Remember that? Yeah.
Oh, that's the same. That's exactly the same thing. Except for now, it's a woman the woman's in the tub this time.
Well, the refrigerator takes many forms.
Yes, it does.
It can be a freezer, a refrigerator.
I mean, this is 2077.
Someone's trunk, Liquid's house.
Hey, I don't need cops busting down my door.
Oh, yeah, come on. Oh gosh, you talk about fridging, and Gail Simone's the one who came up with the term fridging. Holy crap, we've gone full circle here.
Hey, cure that fridge, Hudson.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, that beautiful fridge footage. Hopefully, there's something in there, not just a video game.
Fucking Duke is trying to fucking sell you out to the FBI.
But I just never. But I think the thing I was most proud about when Anita pulled that stunt is nobody supported her. Everybody was like, "Go away."
I got dragged by everyone.
It irked me though the amount of idiots that came out saying this is clear extortion, and it's like. The premise is there, but you're missing a couple elements for it to actually be extortion.
Yeah.
It's more like racketeering. Either hire me, sold for you, otherwise.
Yeah, I can make
even then, for any of that stuff to matter, you have to actually have the clout and the ability to do what you say. I mean, it doesn't mean shit if you just go on Twitter and say, if you don't hire me, something bad's going to happen for somebody that can't do anything.
I made your characters less hire me.
I think the funniest thing I've seen from this was people were saying they were tagging in CD Projekt Red, and they were saying, guys, all I got to say is look at EA, look at BioWare, look what's happened. Don't go there.
Did you see the response from the dev? CD Projekt Red?
What the? Oh yeah. Go ahead.
He went and did like a Reddit AMA or something like that, and just flat out told her to shut the hell up. I don't care about your representation. I'm a black guy. I know what's going on.
Oh yeah, the guy who created Cyberpunk, right? Yeah.
Love that guy.
And it's funny because they tried to say they were coming up with excuses because he's a black guy. Right? And they were coming to excuse, he wasn't involved that much. He just every once in a while popped his head in. He's like, I was there the whole time.
I mean, that's just what they do. If you're either with them or against them, they don't represent anybody. It's just all about what can you do for me.
I think about you'll remember this. I think you remember this. You remember when Anita did the Listen and Believe speech?
Oh, that was at the UN, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't at the UN.
No, that was...
No.
Was it the fucking venture capitalist...
It wasn't
Something
South by
like that. I mean,
Southwest.
there was.
But
Yeah, South by Southwest.
oh yeah, because that was literally the one where it had the big screen that said "Listen and Believe," right?
Yes, I remember that.
You got a
Now,
lot
do
of
you
mileage out of that screen.
remember during that speech, at one point, she said, like, because they were talking about, like, you know, people were talking about her personal army, which she had at the time. She did have those people who would come and defend her, even though she would be wrong, right? And then she goes, "Where's my army?" And everybody stood up and started, like, going crazy and, you know, cheering and everything like that.
Like, you weren't supposed to do that.
She had this look in her
Yeah.
head. She had this look in her eyes that I still remember to this day. She had this look in her eyes like, "Oh my God, I'm the leader of a cult."
She realized it.
Yay!
Yeah. Yeah.
Say, that whole Australian too, though, I think is where she went all L. Ron Hubbard. You know, everything is sexist, everything is racist, everything is homophobic, and you're not going to have friends because you're so busy pointing it out.
Mm-hmm. I think what bugs me is, like, why does everything, like, why can't things just be fun, right?
Well,
These-
You gotta realize that they're running off of Jonathan McIntosh's. She was running off of Jonathan McIntosh's playbook for the longest time.
Josh
And
Josh.
Yeah, and then she decided to leave him up shit creek without a paddle.
Poor Josh.
And he's doing
after
better
she
than
got
her.
her money making scheme.
Yep.
Yeah.
After
course,
making her free, $30,000 Discord.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Wasn't it like how much money did you have to fucking donate to that? Excuse my language. I had to fucking for that thing to be in her Discord. It was ridiculous.
She made like 30,000 off of it.
I was like,
off of free
I was like-
Discord.
I was like, I'll start a Discord. I almost like wanted to comment. It's like, look, I'll start a Discord for FemFreak, and y'all come in for free. You know.
hey, what's
That's cool
McIntosh's
marketing,
Patreon at right now? So I hear he's making some good money.
Who that?
Yeah, he's doing like pop culture detective now.
Yeah, it's like he's doing the exact same shtick, like
But
literally
without
the same shit.
But without the Muppet.
Yeah, and he's making money, hand over fist doing. Last I checked.
He's Josh is very unbearable. I need to quit calling him Josh. Jonathan McIntosh is very, very unbearable. But he
does appeal to the cultist mindset.
He's the real life PC principal.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, that sums him up perfectly. In all honesty, he's the real life PC principal.
The damn thing is that he became like this weird supervillain because of 9/11.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was what turned him was seeing 9/11. Like he was there. There was like a photo of him.
9/11 made me a commie.
Well, no, not only that, but it's because he was a college kid growing up.
Mm-hmm.
That his dad made like quite a bit of money, and then 9/11 happened. He's like, how did this happen? So he went and tried to figure it out. And he figured it through his travels. He was like perplexed by people like working.
Mm-hmm.
He would like take pictures of people working. Like, why are people like this? Why don't they just have like thousands upon thousands of dollars like I do? And he figured that the cause was like toxic masculinity or some shit.
Yep. I remember that. Now that you're talking about it. Oh man.
And then he met up with like a commie professor at a talk, and then that guy taught him everything. Oh shit!
Oh no! You got got.
They got Mike.
I think Gamergate stopped Anita from becoming the next Hitler.
I
mean that's how this narrative is crafting. Like this storyline, dude. It's classic. It's the classic, failed painter.
It's funny because Failure by Winning just said McIntosh is just carrying Thompson's torch, talking about Jack Thompson, and managed to nearly be twice as insufferable.
Remember when he made his statement that we need to develop be fun? The games shouldn't be fun; they should be insightful and informative.
Let's see.
There's like a whole genre of that. It's educational games.
Let's see. Not Raptro said, look at who he supports on Patreon. Yeah. Let's take a look.
Fucking Mavis Beacon is like, dude, we're right fucking here. Don't ignore us.
Well, he's got 2,340 patrons.
He's not doing that bad then.
He's not doing
So
terrible.
assume $1 to $10.
Yeah.
What are his rewards?
Oh, are you talking about his tiers or his rewards?
His
They
tiers.
used to have that shit public.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see. I don't see.
Is there no reward system? So
Yeah,
if
there
there's
is.
any
There is.
tier-
There is. Okay, yeah. So it's sleuth for $1 or more. Oh, he's doing it per video too.
Oh Lord.
Oh, by the way, you ever notice Josh always looks like he's unwashed? Like he hasn't slept in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
If he sleeps, the masculinity will get him.
Exactly. I mean, that's exactly where I was fixing to go with it. But you beat me to it. Good job.
Gumshoe, $3 more. You can vote on the topics for future episodes. Post your name is listed as special.
Okay.
Thank you. Investigator, your name in the credits, blah, blah, blah. Private Eye, all of the above, plus extra cool. Sherlock, wow, you're amazing. I wouldn't be able to continue this video series without you. Oh, these are the people.
So we're gonna do some bullshit statistics here. Assume 80% of his patrons are on the lowest 20% of the his
bottom
rewards.
tier.
Yes.
That sounds about right.
I mean, even then, if you're talking about like a $1 thing, that's still close to like $1,500 a month. That's not bad,
Okay.
especially
so
if you're staying on your own in like a studio apartment.
I thought that was per
That's
video.
reasonable living.
that's per video. So if he does 2 videos per month, that's so much fucking money. But he also lives in San Francisco, and he doesn't have the power of his nonprofit anymore. So let's see. You got a link to his Patreon. I'll go do some bullshit statistics here.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Find his YouTube too. Find out how much he does on the regular. Could have been a slow month for him.
They said he hasn't done a video in 4 months, so he hasn't collected because it's per video.
Oh,
So that's what the chat said. Anyway.
maybe he just like ran out of steam.
Maybe the masculinity got him.
I'm looking at the chat. Oh yeah, somebody said she made Gail Simone made a SJW website back in the 90s. It was called Women in Fridges. I mean, she is the one that came up with the term fridging, right? And
Dude,
yeah,
look at his profile picture.
I know.
Look at his latest video.
Right?
Profile picture, latest video.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. He's a very sad man.
Okay, so
Get-
he's got 5 tiers.
Can we get a health and wellness check for
like that.
Justin?
That's approaching Ralph levels right there.
Oof.
Let's say
Hey, Ralph is apparently doing really good too.
between Sleuth and Gumshoe, let's say $2 per. All right.
Oh, and in case anybody wants to know, we also have a Patreon. So we're currently getting nothing. So if you want to, if y'all would like to chip in, don't worry about any of this. Like what's written here, this was written by somebody else. I need to actually sit down and do an upgrade on this and stuff like that.
Why don't we do that this weekend?
But go
a good
ahead,
idea.
go ahead and subscribe anyways. Even though it's clear that the effort's not being put in.
Well, they've seen this show. They know there's no effort being put in.
Okay, so
If you don't
he's
like
measured
comment,
by patrons, not by how much he's getting. What the fuck?
yeah,
so let's
if you don't like, comment, and subscribe to us, we're gonna tickle this wombat with this porcupine.
Where
Okay,
did you
so-
get either of those? I mean, the
There were-
porcupine I can understand, but the wombat sounds like it's a little harder to acquire.
Mm-hmm.
Like that sounds like you need like a falcon license or something crazy to get that.
Gonna go
There-
do some falconry. We will.
There was this channel I used to watch a long time. I think it was like called Bad Calls. Yeah, I can't remember. I have to find it. And they had this series. There's like Bad Calls, where they would reenact like really poor decisions.
Mhm.
And
Is
how
shit on it?
he might be on the a Bad Calls in the generation. And at the end of every video in the beginning, their like, comment, subscribe was always like a veiled threat. It was like, you don't like, comment, and subscribe. We're gonna fucking beat this animal with something that he can't really be injured by.
And yes, we're aware that he's hiding the amount he's getting. Hey, at least he's like making money. Unlike that, remember that one guy, some crazy SJW who had a Patreon, and he had 5 patrons and was making $2.
Did we find out a couple weeks ago?
Yeah,
I think we need to put this to the ultimate test.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so doing some bullshit statistics. From 80% of his audience, he would make $3,700
per video.
Yes, and then from his top 20%, maybe 5,000.
Dude, he is officially successful on Patreon. He's outdoing Zoe Quinn.
Yes, dude.
Oh, don't even get me started on that. Be here another 2
Let's
hours.
see.
Dude, her last video was 2017. That was her last update.
Okay, I'm gonna go quickly look at his videos to see how often he makes a video.
Hold on a second.
And she's still getting $1,400 a month off of 570 Patreons.
No, she's more successful than he is. Because she's by month. He's by video. And
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, she's still getting
somebody,
paid to
somebody
do nothing.
shilling in the chat. Bunnula TV trying to say, subscribe to our channel. And I got it on the screen right now. I'm going to show you. I'm going to subscribe to your channel. I'm doing it there. It's done. You've been subscribed to. How do you like that? Take that.
Ooh.
I'll show you for shilling on my chat.
That sounds like harassment going down right now.
Yeah. Yeah, you got
He only
subscribed
makes
to. What are you going to do now?
$8,800. Okay.
Actually, looks like you got a pretty cool channel. I'm going to check it out. I subscribed on Great. I subscribed on my private account, too. My private account is just Optimus Deadpool. It's the same thing.
For bullshit statistics, he makes $8,800 every 5 months. Really?
That's not that much. I mean, that's still comparable to our benchmark.
Yeah. Sometimes he makes $8,800 every 2 months.
His Twitter should be Radical Bites, if you are looking.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm not searching out the autism.
But yeah, okay. But yeah, Bunula. But I subscribe. I'm going to subscribe again on my other account. You better subscribe to our channel. That's all. I'm just saying.
If you don't subscribe, bad things are going to happen to CD Projekt Red.
Yeah. We're gonna make Anita hire you, or you're gonna hire Anita, and she's gonna ruin your business. How you like that? Well, I honestly, we're almost at 2 hours. I think that's enough for tonight, guys.
I should get the mega show ready.
Yeah.
I should have got the mega show as soon as we started. So check out Great Reporter 5 because I like meta showing. Check out Truth and Nation on SoundCloud.com. Set your mind free. Check out SuperNerdland.com. You'll never see anything like it. Check out OGChan.com, the most lit webcomic on the internet. And then check out the PTSD Penguins on video.supernerdland.com because war is hell but toys are squeaky.
You do that so well.
That's a lot of things to check out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably not going to get to most of it.
But anyway, guys.
Just being up front.
Guys, we appreciate y'all checking us out tonight. Like I said, a little more chill. We were just talking about like current events and things like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So tomorrow night we'll see what happens. We'll be here. Like I said, Piper is going to be gone for the week because I don't know. She had to go to Texas or something. Because you know how it is. But yeah, guys, y'all have a good one.
Shit.
Y'all have a good one. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.
Later.